Welcome, patrons, to another soul-crushing week of The People's Orders, which is the half-cooked and terribly written policy platform of Dylan Didge Wilson's The People's Treaty.
Yes, Dylan has had a bit of a week with his court date on the 23rd of February left unattended, with the magistrate calling his name twice, alas, to no avail.
Aww.
Mr. Wilson, all in caps, was set to front the court, but the free man Didge of the family Wilson of the name Dylan had other plans in mind.
Yes, he did, and in an act of poorly written and badly formatted defiance, Wilson posted what looks like a stock picture of, from Google Images or some shit, of a noose outside some jail bars with the caption, "Dear AFP and ACT Magistrates Court," never mind. "Sedition or nothing," in caps. "Prove your national sovereignty. That's my final offer." And then signed Dylan Wilson, like he's quoting himself, you know? So Wilson, just for the record, just so you can picture this, he used two fonts making this image. You know, it's just the guy who uses two fonts. And don't mock my podcast logo. They are appropriate use of two fonts. This was very inappropriate.
I once went to the movies with a mate, and we caught a look at the poster outside, and we didn't like the font, so we went home.
Are you fucking serious?
That's how strongly I feel about fonts. Look, Dylan wrote up an absolute word salad above this horrific piece of graphic design that said, and I quote, and this is going to cause me great pain, listeners. So hard. Please,
I get indigestion just looking at it.
It is. I'm looking at it now. I'm really concerned for my own health. Here we go. The unlawful charges created through perjury by the AFP in Canberra last month against me. Attention.
There's like a tab space between that and attention. I don't know why. Don't know.
And the attention bit is really the re. But anyway, put that a bit earlier. But anyway, I'm glad he got it in.
Yeah.
Attention! To allow any assumption to jurisdiction on sovereign nation lands currently under belligerent occupation by the Australian Commonwealth agencies of law, government and other would render me complicit in the ongoing genocide of the many nations with the unbroken connection and right to national sovereignty over their respective nations here on this continent, Terra Australis.
Yeah, that's their thing.
Oh, thank God for a full stop. No commas in there at all, you'll notice, Joe. Just where it should have been about four. Whew, get a breath. As such, I will not acknowledge any charges the systems of law may attempt to hold me under contract to without the court proving itself legitimate and not, all in caps, kangaroo. And then, all in caps, I will not be complicit in genocide.
Fair.
Yeah. Thanks to Sauce at Sauce149 for that one. Jesus, that was painful to read. But I think he thinks court is like a bidding war. I think he thinks it's like sale of the century, where, they can go high and he can go low, and then they slowly sort of work it out. And I think he's in for a bit of a lesson there, Joe.
I hope so. I believe there is a warrant out for his arrest, which I fully endorse.
A bench warrant, no doubt, issued by the magistrate.
The thing, okay, so for starters, well done. I read that in my head and I couldn't say it.
So painful.
I couldn't say it. And you really you did a bit of a Pete Smith on that. You really just walked through it and you made something of it, which I'm really impressed because I couldn't do it. That's talent right there. But
anyway, Joel, I mean,
it's meaningless.
The Didge's claim to fame is the people's will.
Well, it is.
And, so when you're talking bad punctuation and really poor grammar, you can't go past the people's will. No. And we've been doing this for the last, it feels like an eternity. I think it's 3 weeks now. And now...
This is number 4.
Here's number 4, but we're into order 101, Joel. Give it to me. We're about to break the ton and work backwards.
So much to do. Okay, let's have a crack at this. All right. It is my will that the present form of parliament will be dismantled in the interests of caps, the people.
The people.
Space, exclamation mark. The shared dictatorship, caps, between Liberals, Nationals and Labor only serves those multinational organisations who dominate using corruptive processes.
Corruptive processes.
That result in bills being passed to ensure their ongoing existence so they can continue to threaten the very lives of our children and their children.
And their children, and their children, and their... Yeah, so you could go on for quite some time.
There's
with
lots
that.
of kids involved.
And
By
they're
the continued extraction of oil, gas, and coal.
Ooh, hippie.
There's a lot to
Have we
unpack there
gone,
already. But
I think we've just gone into the left with this, Joe.
yeah, well, that's one of the funny things because they're all fucking climate deniers because they've been watching too much Alan Jones. So this is actually going to cause division within the people. But hey, look, it's my will, so fuck it. While the rest of the world moves on in a sustained effort, this is so lefty, in a sustained effort to minimize the effects of climate change for future generations, Australia has, by way of its illegal ballot system.
Yeah, damn illegal ballot system.
Oh, the worst. Produced two major political parties that are almost identical in their policies. Caps. This situation cannot, caps, be allowed to continue! Exclamation mark.
Well, look, we have gone through this a couple of times and we talk about the will of the people and we're about to see an expression of it in a federal election. And look, if you don't want to vote for the two major political parties, there's a really easy answer. Just fucking don't.
Yeah.
And then see how it works. We have a preferential system.
Exactly.
I figure they're both going to get somewhere in the 30s. Primary vote. I think that's
great.
A pretty good guess, you know.
You can vote for a minor party and not waste your vote, which is a magical part of our system. And you know what? If you're going to be fucking whinging about the fact that the rest of the world is so much smarter than ours and we have an illegal ballot system. Yeah. Okay. So what? You want first past the post? Is that what you fucking want? Where you're in a situation, if you split the vote between the left, then you can't have a good progressive leader. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Preferential voting is the best way to accelerate small parties, and you fucking moron, don't understand it, and henceforth, you A, think it's an illegal ballot system, and B, this same person is going to be on fucking Facebook whinging about Dominion voting systems in 4 months. I fucking guarantee
Well, we're going to put 5 numbers on the Senate ballot now. It's going to really hurt.
Fuck's sake.
If you can't count, fuck off.
You just don't understand the fucking electoral system. They just don't understand the fucking electoral system.
I'm very excited about this, Joel. This is order 100. And then we get into double figures.
That's the time. Yeah, don't worry. It's a long countdown.
It's been a long ride. Anyway,
a long ride.
This is order 100. It is my will to call, in caps, immediate forensic investigation.
No. What the fuck is
into the individual health and well-being of each, or claimed, in parentheses, all caps, first bloodline child youth of terror Australia. It's the plural. When you have terror, when you have more than one terror Australis,
I thought it was a typo. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Okay, cool. I can go with that.
To the age of 18.
Okay.
What are we doing? Immediate forensic investigation. Sorry, how could I forget that? Into the individual health and well-being of each first bloodline child youth of terror Australia. I, all in caps, decree immediate forensic assessment, audit, and findings be made to we the peoples.
What?
We the peoples?
What?
Just we the people. Come on, man. What? You don't have to pluralise peoples.
You are giving this way too much credit.
Oh, it gets worse, Joel. It's getting worse.
This is so bad.
I decree immediate forensic assessment, audit, and findings be made to we the peoples by chosen integrious delegation.
That's not a word.
That's not a word. Authorised, misspelled, and experienced to assess personal, cultural, capitalised for some reason, familial, community, and societal wellness and wealth position of our children and youth. What
that was bad.
Fucking earth is that all about?
What is the forensic investigation? What is it?
I think they're calling for an immediate forensic investigation into the health of Aboriginal children.
Okay.
And then, kind of reasonable. I mean, as long as it's not too invasive or intrusive.
You know they're going to vaccinate them, right?